Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Mac Music Review. In this episode, we're going to be, in this next installment of awesome albums, we're kind of redoing awesome albums. So instead of just, I'm going through alphabetically all these artists and reviewing them, and I haven't done that in a long time because I'm doing all these other different kind of videos. But now when we do awesome albums, it's going to be based off of, time, so the most recent month, same way Anthony Fantano does his great albums videos, great albums, February 2020 just came out, that kind of stuff. That's what we're going to be doing. But I barely ever upload videos, so I haven't had time to review any of these albums. I'm still going through the albums I've already reviewed on AllMusic alphabetically, but this is going to be a time for me to just highlight the great music that's come out this year so far in the months of January and February of 2020. I'm going to be going through these really fast because I have a very, very long list of albums. Let's just hop right into it. One album that came out this year that I thought was really, really good right off the bat at the start of the year was I Disagree by Poppy. This is a really cool fusion of metal and pop music that just worked really, really well. Anthony Fantano did a full-length review of that. I thought it was really good. Really cool album. Fun or You Are Fun by Of Montreal is a pop rock album that, as the title suggests, is plenty of fun. It has a really great song, Don't Let Me Die in America. I absolutely love that song. Really, really cool. You also have Circles by Mac Miller. This is another album that I liked a lot. It was really, it's a different style. It's really kind of more of a singer-songwriter kind of vibe, and all the songs are very laid back and chill, or most of the songs. And it's a very, very pleasant album that I think will probably make one of the top 10 of the year's best, one of the best albums of 2020. There's also Hotspot by Pet Shop Boys, an album I've come back to many times because this is a really, really fun album. It's basically, the Pet Shop Boys are basically the Rhett and Link of like British pop music. They're really, really goofy, really weird, and it's a lot of fun. Last album I'm going to talk about in this brief little chunk is Big Conspiracy by J Hus. This is one of the highest rated albums of the year on Metacritic, got an 8 on Pitchfork, and it's just very solid rap music, very solid rapping from a British rapper, and it's good, thumbs up, good album. Another great album of this year was Have We Met by Destroyer. This album was cool, man. This is a cool album. It's, it is what it is. It's Destroyer. If you've ever listened to them, that's what this sounds like. A really cool use of electronics mixed with singer-songwriter, mixed with some really weird vocals, makes it a really, really impressive album. That is also one of the year's best. Just Like Moby Dick by Terry Allen is the only country music album on my list. And it's pretty great. It's a bunch of storytelling songs, very vivid, very interesting, very lush music. Really good album. Mystic Familiar by Dan Deacon is a really epic electronic music album with just really, really cool, really energetic and big sounding electronic music. Just really, really fun, energetic record. Suite Number 2, World Keeps Spinning by The Brilliance is another album that's on my radar that I thought was pretty interesting. I didn't listen to this album a lot, but there's a lot of depth in the lyrics and the music on this thing, and it's an album I really need to revisit, and I may make my top 10. I really need to give it another shot, because there's a lot going on in this album. And my last album I want to talk about in this chunk is Unlocked by Denzel Curry. Denzel Curry is the man. This man is on fire, and Kenny Beats is on fire. Unlocked is awesome. The next album on my epic list is Brave Faces Everyone. This is a punk album by the band Spanish Love Songs. Never heard of this band until Spectrum Pulse did a video review of this album of Brave Faces Everyone. Gave it a 10. Not much I can say besides that. You're gonna have to check this out. Could very well be the best album of the year. Not entirely sure. There could be more great stuff in the future, but I feel like it'd be kind of hard to top this. We'll have to see with repeat listens if this is going to make my personal favorite. I don't know. Some of these other albums might grow on me more, and I might enjoy some of these other albums more, but definitely a fantastic album. Alter Ego by Prince Royce. Not a lot to say about this because I didn't listen to it much. It's a double album by the Spanish pop artist, and it's very good Spanish pop music. That's all I basically have to say. Workaround by Beatrice Dillon, another album I haven't listened to a lot. This is electronic music, kind of like Aphex Twin. It kind of reminded me of that. Kind of like a mixture of Aphex Twin and Plastic Anniversary by Matmos, if you heard that album that came out, I think in 2019. But it's kind of a mixture of both of those if you're familiar with electronic music. I don't listen to a lot of electronic music, so I'm not a great judge of this, but it did sound really, really good. The Slow Rush by Tame Impala, absolute yes. That's all I have to say about that album. Really loving it. Might make my top 5 albums of the year. Just absolutely love this album. And then Stop Staring at the Shadows by Suicide Boys was a huge surprise for me because I've never listened to Suicide Boys. I've heard of them, never heard any of their music. This album bangs so hard. This is a rap group, by the way. Really, among the best rap music this year. Easily, really, really awesome music on this thing. Next, I have the album Swimmer by Tennis. Once again, I've known of the existence of Tennis, never listened to them ever. This is a very pleasant, enjoyable album. This album just sounds really good. I'm sorry about the lighting, man. I gotta start filming my videos outside. I'm just too lazy to go outside. West of Eden by HMLTD. Needle Drop talked about this album as well. I would recommend looking up his review. This is a very wacky album. It's very ambitious, and it does a lot of different things, and it does most of them very well. I'm very impressed with this album. Leave What's Lost, Left Behind is an album by Colony House. It got 5 stars on JesusFreakHideout.com. And you know what? It's pretty good. I need to listen to it again. I haven't listened to it a lot, but I really did like what I heard. Power by We Are Messengers. We Are Messengers are a Christian contemporary music band. I think this is one of their first albums, if not their first. And it's, it's quality Christian contemporary music. That's basically all I gotta say. This is the only Christian contemporary music album on this list. And I listened to it and I said, this is good. So I put it on this list. Good lyrics on this thing. Then you also have Peopled with Dreams by John Mark McMillan. He is a Christian singer-songwriter. This is a really, really cool album. Just really, really cool music, cool lyrics, cool vocals. Very, very cool. That's all I gotta say about that album. These are the last 5, and I'm going to kick off these last 5 albums with Miss Anthropomorphine by Grimes. Not exactly sure how to say that. Easily the weakest Grimes album. Easily the worst album she's done out of her big 3, which are Visions, Art Angels, and this. I don't know if she's done the stuff in between, but those are her 3 main albums. Easily the worst of her main 3 albums. Still quality music, quality vocals, still worth listening to. Map of the Soul 7 by BTS. Didn't listen to this album a ton, but I have to say the energetic performances, the music, just very, very fun music. An album that's very easy to listen to and very, very easy to enjoy. I don't know if I said the name. Map of the Soul 7 by BTS. I don't know if I said that. Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne. I'm kind of conflicted about putting this on the list because I did enjoy what I heard, but I was also like, what in the world am I listening to? Worth checking out. If you don't like it, that's totally fine. Man Alive by King Cruel, another artist I've never really cared about or listened to. I've heard that the Oz is really good, and I never really, or the Ooze, whatever you want to call it, never really listened to it. This album's really good, though. Good songwriting, good vocals, good lyrics, good all that good stuff. It's a good album. And last album I want to talk about is Suddenly by Caribou, which just came out on Friday. Really, really, really great electronic music album. Really, really easy to listen to. Very, very accessible electronic music, but very fun and very, very enjoyable. That is all I got. Man, 2020 is off to a great start. Honestly, these albums, it wasn't at all hard for an album to make this list. Literally what I would do is if I'd heard an album was good, or just heard an album, ended up liking most of the album, I put it on this list. A lot of these albums really may not be what you would call a great album. It's just stuff that I just or an awesome album. It's just stuff that I really enjoyed on my first listen. I may not like it as much again if I listen to it again, but these are all albums I enjoyed so far in 2020. Good year so far. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen in the future. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. I'm going to hit you with the bro fist. Close things out. PewDiePie's back, baby. Let's go.